Alrighty, everybody, welcome into Sinister Cheese Holy Kingdom. I'm on my new laptop right now. I managed to get one recently. This one won't be stuttering out. It's a different type of laptop. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something that had happened to me yesterday when I went to a church. Now, I don't normally go to churches that are big churches. I normally go to, these really small churches that, I just find generally they're helping the less unfortunate people, and they always have them come to their church. And then sometimes I will go to a big church every once in a while. But yesterday I had an experience. I don't know if something happened before. Apparently my friend who is on other channels, he had been going to this church, and I guess he may have gotten in trouble at this church, or something happened before that. And I showed up with them yesterday, and they just made us both leave. And I didn't do anything wrong. They said they saw me before. I have no clue why they would have saw me before, because I didn't go to church here at all recently in this whole entire city, because I just haven't bothered to show up to a church. I still read my Bible and everything, but I don't know what that was about. I really have to question what the meaning of it all was, and why me particularly, I got, they told me to leave when I absolutely did nothing at the church. I sat down, I was waiting for the 11 o'clock sermon, and we even told the people that, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if people are trying to get me away from following Jesus Christ, or, people are trying to get me away from following God, reading the Bible, stuff like that. I've witnessed that numerous times on here, especially with the Muslim culture. They have been forcefully trying to force their belief down our throats, and I'm a little sick of that, to be fortunate. Unfortunately, yeah, best way to say it. But yeah, that was the first time I ever experienced this, and I am not a Muslim by any means. I don't know where that keeps stemming from, or why somebody is making that up about me, but I am a very Christian human being. Now, that right there shows me a little bit about what is, kind of where we at with Christianity right now in the world. And one of which really struck me as interesting, and it was a thought I was thinking about yesterday. I let this sit and resonate with me all day yesterday. And what I came down to is just this. I really think it has to do with a lot of the churches just wanting people to look nice, be rich, stuff like that. And I can't do that right now in my life. Obviously, everybody here knows I'm in a situation that, really, I'm waiting for it to get better. I'm working towards getting it better. There's a couple things I got going on behind the scenes, but I also think this, stems from, I asked God for an answer yesterday, and the answer to me came like this. I think it was people trying to see if I will fall away from Jesus Christ and God. And part of the problem is the people on the internet here, they don't know what they're doing. There's a literal person with autism who goes around and makes problems for me, particularly here on the internet, and I have no clue why he's continuously doing it. And you can just tell he has a problem with it. You can tell he has a massive problem. He's before the drama just died off, he was giving me so many problems. He probably still does it because he has nothing better to do. Unfortunately, the internet's a place for people who don't really have a life. That's why you'll see people make problems with other human beings here on the internet, as opposed to, minding their own business or doing their own thing. They all feel like they need to be accepted into some group. Example, yesterday I posted a song on my one channel, which is called Death Bad Nation, and I posted a short about the one song, and people were literally complaining about it. And as they're complaining about it, I basically said in the comment section, it's a good thing I'm running this channel. Now, why I said that is because people come in and they try to take over things, and they try to make it as if they they're going to be a part of it, but then try to take over everything as if like that's the normal agenda that they do. They come in, they try to take over everything, and just assuming that they're allowed there. And then when you say something they don't like, they go around and they'll try to ruin, some sort of reputation you have, or be like, oh, he's a jerk, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is it could be a few factors. I do think there's people online who sit online all day who have going out of their way to stalk me, because I have lost jobs over this kind of stuff before. But then again, also there's that aspect of, could this be God telling me that most people who are trying to claim they're of, the Christian religion aren't exactly Christians? And that's one of my biggest things, is like, that could just show where we are with today's, Christian family, Christian faith and all that, because more people are concerned with money than they are with actually letting people into their church. And it's a hard thing to let sink in, but once you do it all in all and you look at it, it's like, okay, well, this makes a little bit more sense. So I did pray on that yesterday. That was the first experience I ever have of having to leave a church. I don't know if it was a guilty by association kind of thing, which I am actually kind of curious about too. But I'm not going to sit here and talk bad about my friend, but he said he's been kicked out of a few places. So for all I know, it could be guilty by association with him. I don't actually know. But at the end of the day, I think, I'm going to try and make my way back to San Antonio and see my Christian family back there, which is Foxhole Ministries. And I'm going to try to, get back to going to church, because I do miss the Saturday morning churches, and I miss I miss them in general. So I'm hoping to get back to San Antonio, and I'm hoping to work through things, and things start getting better. They are getting better little by little, and it just, keep praying, keep hanging in there, and keep seeking God if you're trying to do that. I myself, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get out of a really hard situation. It gets better, but then there's points where things happen, it freezes up, and you don't know if that's God or just people in general, just being people. Anyway, with that said, I wanted to let you guys know that was the first experience I ever had. If you have ever had that, what was your reasoning they kicked you out, or what did they tell you, is what I want to know. And I want to, and maybe just that church wasn't meant for me. That church could be built upon money. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I want to let everybody know that. I thought I'd make a video about this real quick and upload it. So, alright, take it easy, and God bless, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.